before history was written, before boundaries were drawn, before names were carved into stone. The Igbo people understood the world through stories. Stories that explained why life unfolds the way it does, why choices matter, and why the unseen world is never far from the living. This is the world of Igbo mythology. In Igbo belief, the universe is not divided between sacred and ordinary. Everything is connected. The physical world and the spiritual world exist side by side, constantly influencing one another. Nothing happens by chance. Every action has meaning. Every decision has consequence. And every person carries responsibility, not just to themselves, but to the land, the community, and the spirits. At the center of this universe is a power beyond human reach. Above all things is Chukwu, the supreme creator. Chukwu is not a god who walks among humans or speaks in thunder. He is distant, unseen, and absolute. He governs the universe through order, balance, and destiny. In Igbo thought, Chukwu does not interfere in daily human affairs. Instead, he works through lesser spirits known as Alusi. These spirits represent forces of nature, morality, fertility, and protection. Through them, Chukwu's will is carried out. This distance is important. It teaches that humans are not guided by fear of constant punishment, but by awareness. Chukwu sees all, but judgment is woven into the structure of life itself. Destiny exists, but destiny does not excuse wrongdoing. If Chukwu is the source of existence, then Allah, also known as Ani, is the guardian of moral order. Allah is the earth goddess. She is the land beneath people's feet, the soil that grows crops, the ground that receives the dead. She represents fertility, justice, and social harmony. In Igbo society, crimes were not just offenses against people. They were offenses against Allah. To steal land, commit murder, or break sacred laws was to wound the earth itself. Such acts were called Nso Allah abominations. Punishment was not only social, it was spiritual, because when Allah is violated, balance is broken. And when balance is broken, suffering follows. Allah teaches one of the most powerful lessons in Igbo mythology. Morality is not negotiable. Right and wrong are not opinions. They are laws written into the land. The Igbo believe in destiny, but not helpless fate. Each person is born with a destiny chosen before birth, often associated with one's chi, a personal spiritual guide. But destiny is not a straight road. It bends with choice. A good destiny can be ruined by arrogance. A difficult destiny can be improved by integrity. This belief places responsibility squarely on the individual. You cannot blame the gods for your actions. You cannot hide behind destiny to excuse injustice. Your life is watched by the spirits, by the community, and by the land itself. To teach these lessons, Igbo folklore uses stories rather than commands. And no character appears more often than Mbe the Tortoise. Mbe is clever, intelligent, quick-thinking, but he is also greedy, selfish, and dishonest. In many stories, Mbe uses his intelligence to trick others. He steals food, manipulates friends, and bends rules to his advantage. At first, he often succeeds, but his victories never last. Eventually, Mbe is exposed, punished, humiliated, sometimes physically harmed. His cracked shell, according to legend, is the result of his many falls from grace. Mbe's stories are not meant to glorify intelligence. They warn against wisdom without character. In Igbo thought, cleverness without morality leads to destruction. Another core lesson in Igbo mythology is the importance of community. No one exists alone. Your actions reflect on your family, your village, your ancestors. When someone commits a serious offense, it is not just their burden. The entire community must restore balance. Rituals are performed. Apologies are made. Cleansing is required. This reinforces harmony, not fear. Justice is not about revenge. It is about restoration. Unlike belief systems that separate the living from the dead, Igbo mythology sees ancestors as active participants in life. Ancestors watch over families. They guide. They warn. They punish when necessary. To live well is to honor those who came before. To live wrongly is to invite shame that echoes beyond one lifetime. These myths were not created to entertain alone. They were tools of education. They taught children how to behave, leaders how to rule, communities how to survive. They explained why justice matters, why land is sacred, why actions have consequences, In a world without written law books, mythology became the law. Igbo mythology does not promise a perfect life. It promises a meaningful one, a life where choices matter, where morality is sacred, and where harmony is achieved through responsibility, not fear. These stories still live today, in proverbs, in names, in customs, in quiet decisions made every day. Because long before history was written, the Igbo people understood a truth that still holds. The greatest judgment is not from the gods alone. It is from the life you build with your choices.